In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to start to actually code your web page after you have designed it. When you finish your design, you should have something similar to this with the different divs and their dimensions. Okay, so now let's look at this design, which is Ubuntu Code Lesson 2. We have this big box called wrapper, so this orange color, 800 by 800 pixels, and inside it we have a top box. Then underneath the top box we have a container. Okay, it's in pink and has its own dimension. Inside of the container we have a left box, and we have another smaller ones on the right on top of each other. So we're going to start with the biggest boxes first. So we create the big one, wrapper, then we create the top box, then we're going to create a container. Okay, so what we want to do in terms of creating a wrapper, well, is to understand it's a div. So let's go to my Sublime text and starting edit your style sheet. Styles.css is mine. Your style sheet has to end with .css. Just like your HTML web page, it has to end with .html in order for it to work. I have a skeleton HTML. Right now it doesn't have anything between the body tag. And that's because I just laid out the basic structure and we're going to focus on how to create the layout. So wrapper. So since it's a div, we can always using a hashtag, and we use the name wrapper just like we have done in my design. It's always a good idea to refer to your design. And my wrapper, if you remember, has a width of 800 pixels. Okay. So screen size is measured in pixels. Each pixel is just a little dot on the screen. And I have also the same height. And right now, I'm just going to add a background color. I'm going to do a light green. The reason for me to add background color is not because I wanted to use that particular color. It's just for now for us to see we actually have a wrapper on the screen. So when we test it, we can see it. Otherwise, we cannot tell. All right, make sure you save it. Lots of people make the mistake not saving their changes or new file. The next thing to do, obviously, is to add that div in the body of my web page. Okay, so underneath my body tag, I'm going to add a div and give it an ID, and which is in this case called wrapper. Okay, so my wrapper now end my wrapper. My wrapper right now is just an empty, big box. I'm going to save. So always save. I'm going to do open your browser by right click on the center of the screen. And my connection is a bit slow. Okay, here you go. I have a big box right here, 800 by 800. It's light green. As you notice, it's to the left of my browser window. And if you have followed the week 2 video tutorial on how to center a web page, you should know we need to do something else to our wrapper style sheet in order for the wrapper to be centered. So we're going to do a margin there. So margin, we're going to choose auto, and this auto margin allows the web browser to place our wrapper in the center with margin left, right, top, and down or bottom, or equalized. Okay, once we made this change, make sure it's saved, and we come over here, we can just refresh the web page, and you should see this green box move to the center of the web page. Very good. So testing it, it's working, very good. Now let's refer back to our design again. And as I said before, we'd like to place another box, we call it top box. That one has a dimension 800 by 120 pixels. So let's do that one now. Okay, so since it's another div, obviously we needed to using a hashtag, and we use top box as the name. And we're going to have width, and that's 800. It's the same as my wrapper. Okay, and we have a height 120 pixels. Okay, in order for you us to see it again, I'm going to another background color. In this time, obviously, I want to add one that's different from light green, and to make this slightly more attractive, using yellow. Okay, so make sure you save this. Now, the top box, although it's been defined or styled here, we need to put actually in the wrapper to make it appear on a web browser. What do you mean by inside of the wrapper? Well, the wrapper starts here, ends here. So to put it inside the wrapper, you need to go there before the wrapper ends. And give the ID of my top box div and ends here. That's lovely. Okay, now make sure you save again. Cancel. Let's go over to that web page and refresh. And you should see the yellow top box is right inside my wrapper. Now there's something odd going on there. Always pay attention, because I didn't. It's because when you type something, your Sublime text, since it's quite clever sometimes, and automatically finish the closing tag for you. Now I'm going to highlight my whole code. Go to Edit, Line, Re-indent. Okay, this re-indent allows me to see very lightly how each div is being nested together. For example, this tells me wrapper starts here, ends here, top box starts here, ends here, and it's inside of my wrapper. Very good. Okay, now next thing to do is go find out. I think I have saved it, so yeah, maybe not. So next thing to do is to check our design again. And the next big box will be the big container. So I'm going to go back here to style sheet. I'm going to do another div. We call it container. Container's sole purpose here is to contain my left and my right boxes. And that's all it does, okay? The width is still the same, 800 pixels. And the height is a bit different because my top box takes 120 pixels from the whole wrapper. And the rest of the height will be used for the container. So 800 minus 120, and that gave us 680 pixels, okay? Same thing, I'm going to add a background color for the sole purpose, be able to see. So I'm going to add blue. Okay, blue is going to be, if you use that, quite blue. So I'm going to use a light blue for now. Make sure you save it. And now we come back here. Since we know the container is underneath my top box, so after the top box ended here, then I can start my container. Make sure you use exactly the word you have used in your style sheet for your divs. So right now my container is right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what are the results of my web page. Okay, I should see a yellow box and a light blue box right underneath it. Voila, very, very nice. Okay. Let's go back to the design again. So that's why we need this design. The next thing you want to do is to create the left box. The left box is 600 by 680. So we're going to do a div 600 by 680. See the wrong place. So we're going to do 600 here. So I'm going to do